Hello and welcome to a Business Minute with Lily Lopez, presented by the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with Anna Fitzgibbon, representing Diageo, and they have a worldwide campaign called Drops of Advice.
Yeah.
Gotas de Sabiduría, I love that name, and it's been very successful. And basically, Anna, the purpose of the campaign is to let people know and create a conscience that you can't drink and drive, which we all know, but for whatever reason, we forget, right? We forget. Everybody thinks, okay, one drink, maybe two drinks, and then by the third drink, you really are not completely there. So tell me how the campaign started, and also welcome, please,
Thank you.
to our
Thank
show.
you for having me, Lily.
Oh, my pleasure.
So yeah, Diageo is the world's leading spirits and company,
Right.
and so obviously as part of that, we love our products. For those of you that don't know our Diageo products, I know you
Everybody,
love
I love Black
Johnny
Label.
Walker, Black
I gotta
Label.
say that Johnny Walker, my favorite.
But we have really the privilege of having a family of incredible brands, from Tequila Don Julio to Zacapa Rum.
People love that.
Yes,
Tequila Don Julio.
Casamigos as well, which is wonderful. We have Buchanan's, which I know
Buchanan's
is really popular with
Yes,
the
it is.
Hispanic
Yes,
community.
it is.
And Guinness beer. So we have over 150 brands in our portfolio.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
See, we
anything-
learn something every day. Everybody's learning something every day. 150 products.
Yeah, and including some non-alcoholic spirits as well, which is really wonderful.
I didn't know that either.
To moderate. So there's a really great product called Seedlip, which is the world's first non-alcoholic distilled spirit. So it goes through the same process as a distilled spirit, but it's non-alcoholic, and so it's really wonderful. It's a very premium adult beverage that doesn't have alcohol in it, so you can
And
make a
then,
cocktail.
but when you're having it, you feel that
Like,
it's
it's
the
definitely
spirit,
not
it's not alcohol, but you feel that you're having a drink.
It's a
drink.
refined cocktail
Right.
experience, a premium
Exactly.
cocktail experience without the alcohol.
Who
which
came
is
up
amazing.
with that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's great.
So yeah, with that, obviously, with the amazing brands that we have comes the responsibility
Yes,
to
it
inform
does. Yes.
people about how to consume the product responsibly. And so that means, keeping count of your drinks, knowing how much alcohol is in a standard drink, so that you know what effects it's going to have.
And how much alcohol is a standard drink? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so
This is a class for me and for the audience.
there are different ways to measure a standard drink. In the U.S., a standard drink is defined as 1.5 ounces of a 40% ABV spirit, so Johnny Walker Black, for example,
Okay.
5 ounces of wine,
Okay.
or 12 ounces of a 5% beer.
Okay.
So if you know that, and it takes your body 1 hour on average to process a standard drink, then you know more or less where you are on the spectrum of how much you've drank. And that's important because it helps you keep track of how many drinks you've had, right?
Okay.
So if you have one standard drink per hour, your body's probably having, enough time to process. You should eat, you should have water, all these
Water.
types
I've
of
heard
things.
water is very important,
Water, drink a non-alcoholic cocktail to space it
right?
out, to moderate,
Okay.
right? Food helps your body process the alcohol and absorb the alcohol better. So all these things are really just tips to help you get to help you navigate that. But going back to the campaign for Drops of
Right,
Advice, during the holidays we always stop and reflect, like, what message do we want to give our consumers as Diageo? And this year actually we partnered with Smirnoff to do this, which was really fun because Smirnoff is a fun brand. And so we came up with Drops of Advice, and what you'll see is there are 6 little drops of advice, and that's what they are. They're just little tips, little consejos to get you to pause and think about moderation, right? And so, for example, one is to drink water, right? And so you'll see the girl drinks water, there's a lady who drinks water, and flowers bloom from her hair. Another one is around food is your friend. And so there's a guy dancing with a pizza, and he takes a bite of the pizza. So they're supposed to be fun, lighthearted. They were created in partnership with a renowned artist called Igor Bastidas. He's actually Venezuelan,
Nice.
based in New York. And so we had a really fun time with this campaign that's now global.
It's wonderful. And then my question is, when did the campaign actually start? And I think it's probably going to be from now on ongoing, I assume.
So-
because it's so important to educate people.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be something ongoing forever.
So the campaign started right before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it's a great time to kind of prompt and remind people, if you're going to go celebrate, make
Right.
sure you do so responsibly. Take a moment to pause and think about, how much are you going to drink? How are you going to get home safely? All that type of stuff.
of that.
So launched right before Thanksgiving. in 5 different languages across the world, including in Spanish. So obviously
so how many
here
languages? Spanish, English?
Oh, I hope I remember.
French, probably.
French, yes. Turkish.
Turkey, I like to drink too. Yes. Gamble and drink. But you know what? In the U.S., we have Vegas, Atlantic City. So everybody likes to basically have a good time, drink. But this campaign is so important because it's really just giving you the tips and it's telling you, hey, be careful. And it speaks very highly of Diageo. You know why? Because in reality, you're a company and you want to sell.
Yep.
And the fact that you're doing this says that you care about the people.
It's not contrary to the business, right?
Exactly.
We want people who drink.
Do
First
it
of all, we
responsibly.
respect people's choice not to drink.
Right, of course.
And if you do want to drink, we want you to do it responsibly. We want you to drink better, not more.
Not more.
Think about your culinary experiences nowadays.
Right, exactly.
You go to a restaurant, the most premium restaurants in the world serve you tiny little plates, and you savor everything. It tastes so good.
You're right.
You go home, you talk about how wonderful that plate was, and you may not have had a gigantic bowl of pasta,
which is horrible.
But you had a premium experience.
That's why we have obesity.
Cocktails.
It's the same thing with cocktails. That's why we have so many people
you
who are obese.
Yeah, you want to have a nice premium cocktail, but that doesn't mean you have to have, an excess.
An excess, exactly. Yeah. And anything else that we're missing that you'd like to add?
Well, I brought you. First of all, I think it's important to note the campaign, of course, has the right message, but it's also directing people to a website that we have, which is called drinkiq.com. Oh, okay. It's also available in Spanish, drinkiq.com/español. And there you can find a lot of information about how alcohol affects the body and mind. You can find resources to get help if you or someone you know has a problem with alcohol. And you can even take a fun quiz, the Drink IQ quiz, to see if you know. We gave some answers in this, so you might score higher now that you've seen the clip. But it has some myths that are busted. So I brought you this this little book called Serve and Sip, which Diageo just created.
I love it.
And in it has a lot of different cocktails, and most of them will have like a non-alcoholic, low alcoholic, and regular kind of standard serve, so that if you on a night, don't feel like having a full serving or any serving of alcohol, you can still make yourself a nice cocktail without alcohol or with alcohol, whatever you choose. And then the tips that we talked about, the little hosting tips, are here.
It's such a cute book.
Cute little tips on how to host. But also it has the cocktail basics, so hopefully you'll learn how to make some really good cocktails with our brands.
And I have a question that maybe you can answer, maybe not, but sometimes people say, Lily, you're thin, so you can't drink that much. Usually if you're thin, the alcohol will affect you more. Do you know anything to that effect?
Weight and sex they do affect alcohol.
Oh, okay, so they were right when they said that
to me. Women take longer to process alcohol on average than men. And the heavier or the more weight someone is carrying, the longer it'll take for the shorter it'll take for the alcohol to process.
Right, so that's right when they say Lily, and that's why I only have a glass of wine and one scotch, and the blue label. But sometimes with scotch, I need to have a second one.
Yeah,
but eating and drinking water and just having a good time and having someone drive.
As a rule of thumb, like that 1 hour per standard drink, pretty much applies to everyone, more or less. But
not like some people that just go ahead and order, and then you say, wow, my gosh, But this is so useful, and I love it. Serve and sip. And we'll be showing also some B-roll of the campaign, and it's so cute, and I love it because it's lively and it's lighthearted, and it's not like what you're doing is so nice because it's teaching people in a nice way. Because some people don't like it when they say, "Oh, don't do this," and this is just so it comes so natural, and people are going to embrace it and love it.
Yep.
And I think it's just wonderful. So I thank you so much.
And thanks for having me.
And I love to have you as a partner of the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we'll continue doing this because we want to be a partner and educating always our businesses, our community, as to things that affect their health, that affect their well-being, and this is something that's very crucial and important.
Thank you.
So, and especially now after the holidays, that we're going to have Valentine's Day. Yep. So thank you so much, Anna, for joining me. And to all of you, we'll see you next week at the same time.